Hello everyone, I'm Deepshika Rajdev and I'll be taking up a session on risk return trade off. Let us first go through a video here which talks about the trade off between the risk and the return.
The risk-return trade-off is the principle that investment risk rises with increased expected return. Higher expected return is associated with higher risk, whereas lower expected return accompanies lower risk. In the context of financial markets, risk is the chance that the actual return of an investment deviates from the expected return. It measures the uncertainty of potential return for an investment. The higher the risk, the higher the possibility of losing a portion or the full amount of the original investment. Therefore, it is important for investors with.
So here we can understand that it is very important for an investor to choose the level at which the investor is able to tolerate the risk and the targeted return. There is always a level at which you would be satisfied with the returns and the risk available at a particular point. That is, if you see this diagram here, see the risk and the return trade-off. On the x-axis we have the x-axis we have the risk, and on the y-axis we have the return. So as the risk to an investment increases, the return to it would also increase, or vice versa. As the return we are looking for an investment to increase, the risk corresponding would also increase. So there would be a trade-off between the two always. So if you choose to have a higher return, you would have to tolerate a higher risk at that particular level of return, and if you want to choose a lower level of risk, you will have to be satisfied with the lower level of return available at that particular point. Let us also go through this particular video which talks about the trade-off between the risk and return.
The essence of risk-return trade-off is embodied in the common phrase, no risk, no reward. Risk is usually defined as the chance that an investment earns less than what is expected. The greater the actual earnings deviate from the expected earnings, the riskier the asset is said to be. Each investor has her own risk tolerance. Some investors are very conservative and thus not willing to accept much risk in their investments. Other investors are very risk tolerant and can stomach a high level of risk, even to the point of losing their entire investment. Return varies with the amount of risk an investor is willing to assume. Typically,